Dana White's Contender series. This is week number 10, the final episode of this season. Looking forward to it. We're going to break it down. Smash that like button. Let's get at least 140 likes on this Contender series breakdown. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on. You do not want to miss a prediction video. I'll link to UFC predictions as well in the description. And let's get into it. First fight of the night down at the bottom here. Zhifa Shang versus Juan Puerta. I like Puerta to win here. I do think the dynamic kickboxing game that he brings to the table on the feet is there, but where he really does shine is on the ground. Nasty submission game. You look 12 wins by submission. Zhifa Shang, not a bad fighter. Trains over at the UFC PI, so he definitely is getting that push as a real Chinese prospect. He's nasty on the feet and really does control the center well and has some really quick strikes. And grappling game, I'd say, is solid. Puerta on the feet, I mean, he definitely could get touched up by Zhang entering the pocket with big shots. I do expect him to look to take the fight to the floor. I like Puerta. He's also a southpaw. That's potentially tricky for Shang here. I expect takedowns. I expect grappling. I do expect Puerta to work towards a win by decision. Both guys, tremendous records. 32-7 and 22-6. Neither guy young for the flyweight division by any means. 33 and 35. So now is the time for both. May the best man win it, but I do think it will be Juan Puerta. We will quickly look at the fighters on the scales here. There's Puerta. There's Zhang. See that size advantage for Puerta? With that rangy kickboxing style on the feet, I do think that will be good for him, and he will be able to work standing, but I expect the fight to be on the floor. Puerta, favorite, minus 186, plus 175. I like that minus 186 tag. I do think Puerta has a chance to get a finish, potentially by a submission, but I don't think Shang goes away easy. I'm thinking decision. Puerta wins by a decision, plus 123. So decent plus money. You can still get plus on that decision win for Juan Puerta to start the night off. Let's keep on moving up the card. The next one, Jonas Bilharinho versus Canaan Kawaihae. Fun matchup here in the featherweight division. I like Kawaihae's chances in this matchup. He brings a tricky game because he is a pretty heavy puncher with solid forward pressure. Also fighting out of the southpaw stance. Both fighters southpaw. Power in his hands, but also a nasty submission game as well. On the opposite side, Jonas is a pretty rangy kickboxer who he is comfortable out of both stances, though a southpaw. He's rangy, and he does have some power in his straight left. Will enter the pocket well with straight punches. Also uses nice kicks from the outside and is strong in the clinch and is a pretty dynamic attack striking. I see Canaan winning the power battle here, potentially hurting Jonas, and I also think he has the skill set where he could get this fight on the floor and work towards some grappling exchanges. Now, I think he does potentially pose a submission threat here, and I do think that could be his means to victory, but I also think he does have the punching power for a KO against Jonas, though more known for a submission. We'll look at the fighters on the scales there. There's the face-off, and there's the fighters on the scale, both in incredible shape here. Great matchmaking, and I think both guys will be signed, regardless of the winner. I'm liking the chance of Canaan inside the distance. That's more so what I like. I'll lean towards submission in round 2 or 3. Could also be a knockout, though, because he does have the power. Kawaihae inside the distance, plus 163 would be the prop that I'd choose if I was looking to prop bet this one up. I like Canaan Kawaihae over Jonas Bilharinho. Let's get to the featured bout of the night. Lun Qiu versus Erisson Ferreira. I like Erisson here. He's a real strong favorite against these Chinese prospect that he's facing off against. And it's not that Lun does not have a decent game. I mean, he's a tricky southpaw with a pretty dynamic kickboxing skill set, and he does have a pretty athletic base as well. He's an athletic fighter, good speed, heavy forward pressure standing up, decent grappling skill set. On the opposite side, Erisson Ferreira, aggressive with his stand-up game. Does mix up his combination punches fantastic. Will mix leg kicks in there. Really likes to pressure and get more on the inside and make it a fight. I do expect this to be a damn good flyweight matchup. I think either guy, could be signed by the UFC, but Erisson definitely the one expected to be victorious. We'll quickly look at the fighters on the scales. There's Erisson in great shape. There's his opponent, Lun Qiu here. I'm feeling KO TKO in the second or third round here for Erisson Ferreira. Looking at the odds, Erisson's a huge favorite. Minus 500, plus 587. Ferreira, KO, TKO, minus 160. It's a very expected outcome here by the bookies. Minus 190. Ferreira win by inside the distance. Rather, Ferreira win by submissions upwards of plus 850. I don't think he submits him. I think KO, TKO, round number 2 or 3. The inside the distance bet isn't great. And obviously the odds fairly widespread. But I do like Erisson Ferreira for the victory. Let's jump to the co-main event. Yohan Lainesse versus Josh Burlinson. I like this matchup. You have a Canadian versus English prospect, and it's a fun fight in the welterweight division. I like Yohan's chances in this fight. I actually think he's a real good dog. Looking at the stylistic matchup, Justin is a tricky pressure striker. He's going to come in forward and likes to mix it up with the hands. He does have a pretty solid boxing base, strong in the clinch. Okay grappling game, and he does also really rip to the body nicely. Now, on the opposite side, Yohan is the CFFC champion formerly, and I mean, the guy has some very tricky kickboxing skills. He's really explosive, and he fights comfortably out of both stances, which I think is definitely a fair advantage to have. Also, really dangerous with his kicks, some emphatic knockouts, and I do think from range, he'll have a bit of an advantage here, 2-inch reach advantage in this fight. Watch out for his hooks and overhands on the inside, and he also does have some heavy low kicks. I expect him to chop at Justin Burlinson's legs here, picking him apart and working towards a knockout win. I like second round KO for Yohan in this fight. We'll quickly look at the fighters on the scale. There's Justin Burlinson. There's Yohan. Yohan looks in great shape, as does Justin. Maybe a little more muscle tone on Yohan. There's an intense face-off. I like Yohan. And he is a pretty strong dog still. Plus 252, minus 230. I think Yohan's a very strong underdog, and the odds could be closer for him here. Yohan to win, KO, TKO, plus 375 tag, but you can get a great plus 250 tag for just betting it straight. I would more so lean towards that one. Now, let's jump to the final fight on the Contender Series this season, the main event, Achilles Estremadura versus Maheshate. One name, Maheshate. I like Achilles in this matchup. He's a strong favorite. It's just the level that Maheshate has fought isn't there. 0-2. 10-13, 0-0, 0-0. He's been fighting on that Chinese regional circuit for a bit now. Also does have a loss over an M1 Global. More high-level experience, though not like amazing records on every fight for Achilles on the opposite side. I do think that Achilles will be tricky with his stand-up game, pressure striking. Might be able to mix in some wrestling. We have seen Maheshate controlled on the floor, though Maheshate can strike. I would say he's pretty strong with his clinch work, decent Thai boxing skill set. Also a good athlete, just 21 years of age, but Achilles, a higher level of experience. I do think he's a solid prospect here in the lightweight division for the Contender Series. Does bring in some real KO power, and I'd say he is a finisher. I expect him to be in a fight with Maheshate, but I think that he dominates most. KO, TKO, I'm liking third round for Achilles, but he definitely does get it done. We can look at both fighters on the scales, both in incredible shape. Machate's a big boy, and I do think he'll probably surprise us being more competitive than the odds have him. Minus 490, plus 550, but I think that it's going to be Achilles Estremadura's fight here, without much of a doubt here. Obviously, super widespread odds, though. Win by KO, TKO for Estremadura, plus 140. Inside the distance for him, plus 155 upwards. Or no, it's decision, rather. But inside the distance would be plus 100. It's not terrible value. I like plus 140. KO, TKO. I do expect that to be the method of victory for him. Overall, solid Contender Series card this week. I'm definitely looking forward to it. If I was to potentially parlay some things up, I'm feeling like I'm liking Puerta for sure early. You can potentially mix him in with Erisson Ferreira or Canaan. Those would be the picks I like the most. If you want to bring a dog in, you can go Puerta and Yohan. The main event fight, Achilles should definitely win, but a lot of unknowns with Maheshate here, even though I do think Achilles gets it done. Be cautious with your parlays, 2-3 fighter maximum. Prefer the money line bets, of course, and some potential props to play. Overall, fun Contender Series card. Unfortunately, the last one of this season. I hope you guys enjoyed all the Contender Series breakdowns. Much love to everybody supporting. Turn those post notifications on and subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button. Much love to all my supporters. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace, guys.